Hey, this is Thunder Hands at the nativeamericantaoist.com or spiritofcrazyhorse.com, either one. My friends call me Thunder. I want to talk about the two things I think are destroying the planet and the civilization and the world and the surrounding areas as we know it. And that would be religion and politics. Two things you're not supposed to talk about. Why? Because they tell you don't talk about religion and politics. What does that tell you? Too touchy to talk about? Something that might cause a division? I think so. And I think that's what's causing all the problems through people. Alright? It's really the people that are causing the problems, but it's because of these two belief systems, and that's what I want to talk about, belief systems, because that's all they are. Religion is a belief system, politics is a belief system. In fact, anything you can possibly think about probably is some kind of belief system, even yourself. So this is what's causing all the problems, because I was looking at this budget crisis thing, or anything that has to do with Congress. I'll make this a timeless video. Not just a budget crisis, but war or whatever they have a disagreement on, they can't settle amongst themselves, and there's this just viper-like attitude towards one another, hate almost. And this hate stems from ideology or belief systems or their religion or what they, their concept of the world. And what forms your concept of the world? Your belief system, the way you were raised from day one. But the thing I want to talk about that's so ridiculous and that's really kind of probably causing a lot of the chaotic situations in the White House and the Congress and any government for that matter, the world, is these people, well, let's just take for example the Republicans on one side and the Democrats on the other. Okay, the Republicans, from my take, they're neocons, and most of them, and they have, their religious right that kind of got that reputation for being the religious right, the Republicans, and the diehard constitutionalists. And then on the other side, supposedly, you have the Democrats, which are more liberal. And now when you look at it, the Republicans probably think they're godless. I mean, that's the way they make them out to be. And let me just say right now, I'm not political. Obviously I think both of them are heading down the wrong road. But Republicans probably think Democrats are godless. They're not. I mean, according to them, they're not. I mean, they're probably Christians too. This all has to do with, the Christians, basically. I mean, I'm sure there's other religions mixed in there, Jews and whatever in there, but so you got Christian against Christian. Okay, you got Republicans and Democrats that are both Christians, but the Republicans think they're more Christian or something, and then they think probably, half of them think the Democrats are godless, or because Obama's in there and he could possibly be a Muslim. a secret Muslim. You think that's far out? No, that's not far out. I've heard that all over the place. That they think that people think that. Who knows? I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make here is the thing that's causing the chaos is they don't even know what they believe in themselves. Because if a Christian loved a Christian, that's about love, Yeshua, Jesus, all that stuff, would they be arguing like this? Wouldn't they be unified? Okay? But it's factions. It's different factions of Christianity, maybe, and different factions of, the political realm. And they don't know what they even believe in. And the reason that they don't know that is because they don't know themselves, and they don't have an understanding from a higher enlightened viewpoint. They're not enlightened. They don't have this higher consciousness that says everything that I am is something that I've been indoctrinated with, or the belief system that I've learned since the day one when I was born. Because your parents are a certain belief system, they're a certain religion. And you're a clear glass of water when you're a baby. You're born, you're just, huh? You're next to your essence. If there's any being next to God, that's it. So when you're born, you got your parents and your society and your churches and all this stuff just filling your head full of crap, basically. And so you end up with a set of belief systems that may or may not serve you. They may not be good for you. What's good for your parents isn't good. Oh, my dad fought in the war and he was a Republican, and so I got to do this and I got to do that. Guilt stuff. Parental disapproval syndrome, I think they call it. People, wake up, okay? You are you. You are a free spirit. You can believe however the hell you want. And if it's not serving you, then you need to get rid of it. And we're not being served right now by these factions, these, religious factions, and it doesn't make any difference. I mean, if you look at Christianity and Islam and the Jewish tradition, they all come from the same father. I've said this before, Abraham. So it's like a family, that has the same father, but they're all arguing with one another and they want to kill one another. Hello? Do you listen to your father? So these people choose up sides, the Republicans and the Libertarians, and our Constitution is going away, and and it may very well be. I mean, it's probably is, and then you got the other side that is confused, because the confusion comes from that they're all supposedly, probably the majority, the large percentage of Congress and everybody are probably what they call Christians, and they can't get along with each other. Okay? But the way you look, I mean, the way they're acting, it's like one's Christian and one's Muslim or this or that. And again, when you get right down to it, just being a politician, a Democrat or a Republican, maybe that's it. That's where the faction part comes in. There's two different factions there within the Christian grouping. The factions are Republican and Democrat. So you got two political systems and one religion, which makes it two religions, or two different factions within that religion, whatever. Are they confused? I think so. And I saw today, I saw a YouTube video where there was a stenographer in there, and this is going down about the same time that they're making this big budget deal. And this stenographer flips out and starts yelling out loud, "He will not be mocked," and this and that, and pure Christian stuff, and well, maybe she's, got inspired or something, I don't know, but This is the kind of stuff you see. And people, you need to realize that God is what you make it. And if there is a God, a higher creative source, which I believe in, Great Spirit, I call it, as a Native American, I call it Great Spirit. Okay? But that has to do more with nature and reverence. Doesn't have to do with. And Great Spirit is not a he, it's a he, she. It's grandfather, grandmother. And there's no patriarchal crap in there. And there's no religious, there's no going to church. Church is the forest. Church is nature. God is nature. God got us. Okay? And this is more about spirituality. Yes, it's a belief system, but it serves me, and it's better serving of the planet, because it has to do with reverence of all living things in nature. It's not about politics. There was no political realm, so to speak, or of any consequence within the native tribal thing. Not in the old days, not in the old ways. So need to think about this stuff. I think that people don't understand what a belief system is, and I think they don't understand their own religion. In fact, half of them don't know the roots of their own religion or their own political party or whatever they believe in. They don't know who, who wrote the Bible, I mean how it was put together. And if you're a Protestant or if you're an Adventist, you don't know who started that movement. Everybody's just like into this thing where they're in the religion and it's dogmatic, which means rules. And also with these rules come arguments and right and wrong and throwing people out of the congregation or flock or whatever, ostracizing them, excommunication, whatever. Is that loving? No wonder people are messed up. It has to come from the heart, people. This has to be, it's about love, okay? And consciousness. And not about belief systems. I mean, just throw all belief systems out the damn window for a minute. And quit thinking like, I gotta be this and I gotta be that, and I'm a Christian, I'm a libertarian, and I fight for the Constitution, or I don't fight for the Constitution, It's pathetic. It's high school shit. Grow up. And growing up means realization to me. It means enlightenment. It means raising your consciousness above the mundane, robotic, zombie apocalypse mentality, where you're just walking around day to day in this robot mode. Oh, this is what I am. I know this is what I am. You're not that. Your essence. You are God. You are that essence. You are that creative force. And you think you need a religion as a mediator. You think you need to go kneel before somebody in a little building somewhere on your hands and knees and say 40 Hail Marys or whatever, or go into a confessional, or beat your breasts and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Forget about it, as the Italians say. Man, if you look at this stuff from a higher perspective, it's like little kid stuff. You don't need another man to get to the higher creative source. You got a direct connection, okay? You don't need to go into a building. You don't need to, you know, say 40 Hail Marys and whatever. And I'm not picking on Catholics here. Everybody has their own thing they do or say, or penance, or whatever you want to call it. And what is this religion for, actually, when you think about it? Control of the people. You know, I mean, what if I decided to make up a religion all of a sudden? That's all it is people, men, okay, men just thinking about, yeah, let's think this way, let's interpret this. And it's all about words in a book, okay? It's all about your whole life is determined off words in a book, whether it be the Bible or the Upanishads or the Bhagavad Gita or the Tao Te Ching or whatever. It's what you choose. Why not synthesize it all? Consider everything and believe nothing. How's that? Consideration of everything. Oh, but you got to have faith, brother. Okay. Faith is cool in some, in a certain context. Hope, faith, all that. Those aren't bad words. But not in a dogmatic context. Not where they're saying, you have to believe this way or you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn forever. I mean, okay, so let's just take any religion. And people might think I'm picking on Christians. I'm not. I know more about Christians than you might think. I have family, okay? And I know others, and they don't practice what they preach. They're hypocrites. They don't practice what the originators of these organizations, well, let's put it this way, the people that they patterned their organizations after, like Yeshua. Who's Yeshua? Jesus, Yeshua, okay? Or Buddha, or whoever was the enlightened being that they patterned their religion after. They weren't supposed to do that in the first place, because Buddha said if you see the Buddha on the road, slay him. Yeshua, Jesus said they will come as wolves in sheep's clothing. There were warnings. Because anytime you get a large organization or a large group of people involved in trying to interpret what some enlightened master said, that enlightened master's teachings go right out the window, and all of a sudden you got this set of rules and dogmatic beliefs system that are trying to control you through fear and guilt. Get it? And that's for their own agenda, because that's where it originated. Was with an agenda back in the Church of Rome. And all these religions have an agenda, and it's all about guilt and fear and control of the masses. And so if you mix politics in with this, politics being a religion, you actually have you have 4, 5, 6 different religions. You have the two religions of democracy and republic, and then you have the Christians, and maybe you have some Jews over here, and maybe you have some Buddhists, and maybe you have some atheists and agnostics, and they all have their own belief system. Well, how the heck do you ever think they're going to get along if they can't just drop the belief system and go with a higher self? That's what the problem is. Period. End of story. That's what's causing all the problems in the world. That's what's causing all the wars. I mean, if people truly believed in the teachings of the enlightened masters, which these religions are formed after, there wouldn't be any war, there wouldn't be any greed, there wouldn't be any It's all about money. There would be love of fellow man. There would be following the golden rule, which you find in every religion, which is treat others as you would treat yourself, or as you would like yourself to be treated. Treat others that way. That's the golden rule, with love. So blowing somebody apart's love? I don't see how people just don't see this stuff, plain and simple. Why does it even take anybody like me to have to say this stuff? Hello? If you're a Christian or a Muslim or anybody that believes a Sufi or whatever, the precepts of religion, they all have that same silver thread that winds through it, like the Ten Commandments. Treat others, just like what I just said, as you would like to be treated, and all that stuff. Love. All of these things are in the religion. They're all words that are in there. Yet these people are out battling and killing and going on crusades and in the name of God. Okay? They give God a bad name. They're the Antichrist is what they are, because they're going anti to what Christ, or they're the anti-Buddha or the anti-whatever, because they're going against, and they're looking for the Antichrist out here somewhere, and it's them. I'm sorry I'm telling you like it is, people, because time's too short, right? Life's too short to beat around the bush. I wish people would just like wake up and smell the coffee. I mean, you can be whatever you want to be. And I'm not saying you have to believe a word I'm saying. I always say that. I just offer thoughts for consideration. You can, you can be, skateboarding can be your religion, or surfing, or what. I mean, you can be whatever you want to be, but love people. And live by, if they're, if your religion is patterned after a certain master, live by what that master says. I I'm telling you, you don't have to go into a little building and pray before people. You don't have to put on a show. Your actions should be that of love and cooperation, and not division and war and killing and all this stuff. And that's all we see. It's all we see. Okay? You should be spiritual. You should be a free spirit. You should have no belief system other than what serves mankind and yourself. And the only thing that serves mankind and yourself is love. What else is there? Everything else doesn't feel that great, okay? Love comes from the heart, and the heart and brain are connected, and actually they know, or they've said, or scientists said, that there's part of your brain or your soul or your spirit that's in your heart. So if you have a bad heart, I mean, a dark heart, and that's a metaphor, but you can heal others and you can heal yourself. And all this games that are being played in Congress and, and the nations and the banking system and the financial BS system on collapse, destroying the planet. I mean, it's critical right now. That's why I'm talking like this. And I don't care how much I talk. I don't know why I talk. I might just one day not talk and just say, hey, that's it, and this might be it. I don't know. Because people don't listen. They look at you like you're crazy. What's he talking about? That's because they're so into themselves, okay, and what they're about. But they don't have time to listen. Either that or they're on the computer on Facebook or some other mindless thing, wasting time, posting other people's pictures and other people's comments. I mean, yeah, I mean, okay. What if everybody, spent a quarter of as much time as they spent on the computer or on Facebook or one of these places doing something to help their fellow man or speaking? Or I get really frustrated because I speak about this stuff and like people just turn a deaf ear to stuff they don't want to hear, or stuff that, oh, that's uncomfortable, I don't know if I like that, that challenges my belief system. I don't know if I want my belief system challenged. I just want to be numb, man. Okay, be numb. That's cool too. Is that your religion? Is that your belief system? That's alright. But if you're going to be numb, be totally numb. Be Taoist numb. Be non-attached to everything. I'm on the verge of that. Like, I am basically into Taoist thought, which is why my website is called the Native American Taoist, which is a synthesis. And Taoist thought's about non-attachment, being a free spirit, being next to nature, letting go of it all. Because so, but I still feel that need, that purpose, I guess, to talk to you people and say, hey, this is what it's about. I mean, this is the way I see it. You might not see it that way. It's okay, because then, if I said you gotta see it this way, then I'd be just like what I'm diametrically opposed to, which is people trying to force their belief systems on others. So make up your own mind. Just consider my words, consider my thoughts. Think about, your origins. Think about where you came from, how you were programmed. Look at yourself as a clean slate, or look at yourself as a computer that never had anything put into it. Look at yourself as a clear glass of water that got a bunch of mud dumped into it, called belief systems and other people's opinions and other people's, you know what they say about opinions. I won't repeat that. But all this stuff that's been programmed, dumped into, whatever, to you, to this entity who you call whatever your name is, Joe, Jack, whatever, Mary. What makes up Joe, Jack, or Mary? Who are they? Who am I? Great sage came to enlightenment by saying that very saying over and over again. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Really? So anyway, I think I'm getting to the end of the show. I think I got everything in here without making too bad of an error or mistake, or because I did this show once already and I looked at it and I went, no, gotta do it over. And I don't do that very often. I don't use a teleprompter, by the way, like certain people we know. I just speak like right off the top of my head. There's no teleprompter out here. Okay? There's no notes sitting in front of me. I just speak from the heart. Okay? Like my book, Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. Nice segue, huh? Listen to the Wind, Speak from the Heart. My book. You can get it at my website below, nativeamericantaoist.com. And you can donate if you feel like you want to help this show along. Take a deep breath and sigh, because this stuff is something that is just hard to believe, that people are so brainwashed, hypnotized, roboticized, lobotomicized. Anyway, regardless of whatever people are, it's up to every one of us to try to send love that way to whoever. And so that's what I'll do. I'll just say love to you. And I also would like to thank certain people that I know for supporting me spiritually and monetarily in faraway places and in close places and close to my heart. People that really care, people that know me and know that I care. Those people are really special to me. Although everybody's special to me, those people that connect with me on a soul level. And you know who I'm talking about. Those people are the ones that make life worth living, raise your spirit, give you a quality of life even though you might not have a cent. So anyway, love to you all, people, and I'm going to move on out of here now into another dimension. So this is Thunder saying over and out.